People, deluded, I'm back again. Thank you very much for tuning back in. Now, before I talk about Crystal Palace defeating Arsenal's under 18s 3 goals to 2, I'd like to say apologies, people. Shortly before this video, I went to the shop and I bought some sweets. As you can see, I left my jacket there and you can't see, but I've left the crime scene in terms of the sweets. Like, I'm quite disappointed in myself, like a big man like me. There's a pack of chewits and it ain't even lasted 5 minutes. I ran through it all, people, but enough rambling. Now, I apologize for the late post of this. The only excuse I can give you lot is just simply it's been hectic between covering Arsenal's first team and doing all these other vids. I just haven't had time, people. So yeah, I apologize for those of you who like youth, like myself, like youth content and things like that. But like I said, people, enough rambling. Crystal Palace 3, Arsenal 2. Our under 18s learn a tough lesson. Now, for me, I can't lie, watching it as a neutral, it was a fantastic game. Crystal Palace, they've got a bag of good players. You've got David, you can play up front. You've got Jesseran, you can play in a couple of positions. Mooney, the number 10 for me, wonderful player. Collectively, they've got a lot of talented players in and around. Victor as well. He got an assist against us. There's a bunch of players at Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace, their catchment areas, South London and them sort of sides. They've got ballers. They're a very good side. I was really impressed with how they played as well, people. They played out from the back. And things like that. They had one centre half that looked like David Luiz in terms of his hair, very composed. There was even a segment he's bringing it out from the back end, towering past everyone and moving forward with it and picking out a pass. It was a really good game for me personally to watch. I think it could have been 10-10 either side. I think both teams were being cut open quite easily. Arsenal, we had to wake up. I think we started the game slowly and we obviously did. We conceded within 2 minutes. Our positioning and our off the ball movement let us down there. The one benefit I would say, even though we conceded, we looked like we could score. And Kido Taylor-Hart, the man needs a professional contract at this football club. There's a lot of speculation over people in the first team and young players in relation to them. We need to tie this man down. He's playing quite well. On the left-hand side, he's awake. Amari Hutchinson, for me, had a superb game on the right-hand side. I've seen him play centrally. I've seen him play on the right, on the left, even in the wing-back role. He's a very good player, and I think he is one that's going to have a good future as well, people. I was pleased as well, before I forget, for the, James Sweet and Jack Francis, who came into the team as well. I think they did well. Francis, I like his commitment. He loves to put a foot in. Sweet obviously scored. Like I said, Amari and Kido, they're looking good on either flank. They're linking up. Amari's always trying to find it, get into space and switch it and take his man on. I think they're doing quite well. Nathan's playing as a striker. He's reminding me a bit of Defoe. He's working hard, but end of the day, we need to get back in this game. We shot ourselves in the foot and we hit back very early on, people. It was very good play from everybody involved. It's wonderful wide man play from Kido. He puts a ball in. It's a lovely weighted pass, and obviously James Sweet exactly gets in there and does exactly what I said we need to do. Get back in the game. He steps up. 1-1. We're back in the game. Like I said, it was a good game. Looking at my notes as well, people, so I don't want to miss anything else out for you guys, because it was really a fantastic game from both sides, in my opinion. For Arsenal, obviously, generally looking at this game, silly mistakes are the reason as to why we didn't get anything, and definitely with how we cleared the ball as well, it's going to need to improve, people. I'm not going to lie, when we went 2-1 behind, it can only be described as Sunday League defending. When you're second best, when you're reactive, when you do not clear your lines properly, teams like Crystal Palace and other teams are going to make you pay. I can only describe it as Sunday League. I see that down in Hackney Marshes and all the places I play Sunday League on a Sunday. I don't expect to see that at a professional football match. I'm not going to lie to you, and that's what these young players are going to need to polish out of their game if they're going to do anything, people. You did have the feeling we could score. You did have the feeling they could score, and I feel it's almost one step forward, 2 steps back, in the sense of we've conceded. But the man who's grabbed an assist, and I've said needs to get a pro deal shortly before half time, has stepped up in Kido. He's managed to pull it in, and it was I think our midfield were struggling as well. We had a set piece. Amari and Mauro Bendira are on it, are over it, and it's a lovely drilled ball into the box from Mauro as well, man. And he's a very good player as well. He puts a ball in. Eventually, Kido reacts. At this moment, it doesn't matter who puts it in, how it goes in, just that it goes in, and it's 2-2. Now we go into it, We got into the second half. Obviously, I think it's simply put the more of the same, really, really and truly. Simply put, I feel it was a silly goal from us to concede, to lose the game and things like that. And it carries on almost the same theme with the second people, in that it was cheap mistakes. And it is what it is. These what these young players have to polish out of their game. Cheap mistakes, and not, looking like Arsenal footballers all the time will concede you. But there were some positives. I do like this core of players. We did play quite well. It's just unfortunate. Like I said, I can't praise Crystal Palace enough. People, like, they got some ballers there as well. It was a good game to watch from a neutral's point of view. I think a Gombo looked threatening as well. I like Jack Henry I think his name is Jack Henry or Jack Henry Francis. I could be wrong, but either way, that young lad in the midfield for Arsenal. It's difficult when you've got the Floreses and the Amaris and the Paternos and all of these Noros and all of these sort of guys. It's difficult at this level to get game time, definitely in the middle of the park. And I think recently I've seen James Sweet step up. And like I said, Jack Henry isn't going to get too much of a look in. I think he played well. He's my sort of player. He's putting a foot in and he's in a healthy way, leaving a bit on it. And it was an interesting game, man. It's an interesting game. It wasn't to be. There's many lessons our young lads can learn. But as I said, Crystal Palace 3, Arsenal 2. It is what it is in that regards. And on that note, people, Deluded, I'm out. Please make sure you hit the subscribe button. You definitely hit the like button. And yeah, stay safe. Thanks for listening.